Hi, I'm Ted Possible, and as I shared with some of you, I want to become a professional poker player. I started this dream about 6 months ago, and I've been playing poker for 20 plus years. So I have a lot of experience with poker and the lessons I've learned from poker. But I'm no expert in figuring out how to become a professional poker player. So how am I going to do that? And why am I willing to put my money where my mouth is? Well, because like everything else in life, I believe it's possible and have done it. And I have several other videos in my Mr. Possible collection on this YouTube channel that you can check out. I have, driven a car when I wasn't supposed to be able to drive because I'm, legally blind. I have, been successful in taking my credit from a 500 credit score to a 800 credit score. I have, been successful in the technology field when they said I shouldn't have to work at all. I could just claim SSI. I have successfully fixed my relationship and my social interactions with people. So I'm going to take these skills that I have learned and I'm going to apply the possible to poker. And that's why Possible Poker exists, possiblepoker.com. And I'm also going to put my money where my mouth is. I've taken the new estate that I have purchased and my 10 acres, and I've sold a portion of it to back me in poker. I'll be playing poker tournaments. I'm going to start with $20,000, and I'm going to become a professional poker player. And along the way, I'm sure I'm going to make mistakes, and I'm sure I'm going to need help. But all of these tips and strategies, I think, can help you become what you want to be in life, whether it's a professional poker player or something else. So the first thing I'm going to say, and it's going to be a surprise to a lot of people, is that we're never going to talk about hand strategies on this channel. So if that's something you're looking for, we'll go over to Doug Polk's channel or Charlie Carell's channel or somewhere else, because this channel isn't going to help you with that. What it is going to help you with is, how do I set a goal, which is poker, and becoming a professional poker player? How do I get there? And I'm going to show you my process to how I'm going to get there. So first process was, I said, I'm going to become a professional poker player. Seems pretty easy, right? So that was roughly 6 to 9 months ago. I said, I'm going to be a professional poker player in 5 years. So I think it's right about 4 years and a third now. And not for nothing, I did a lot of things during that time. I completed the 75 Hard program. I completed the Phase 1 program. I did a lot of reading of self-improvement books. And all of that has helped me to realize I just want to be more of a professional poker player. So how am I going to get there? Well, oddly enough, the strategies I'm going to use, I actually learned in poker to get there. So the first strategy is bankroll management. Bankroll management means that you have a certain amount of money and you're going to break down how much money you spend for tournaments or cash games. And in my case, I'm going for tournaments because I want to be able to spend, let's say, $500 of my $20,000 and win $20,000. And you're not going to do that in a cash game. You're only going to do that in a tournament. So I'm going to take a portion of that and invest it. And I'm going to show you how to select that portion. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to interview people. I'm going to figure out what the best way it is. I'm going to come up with my own ideas. And then I'm going to talk to the greatest theoretical mind I know. And he's going to be on the channel. And I'm going to figure out what that is. So that's bankroll management. Those are my dogs, by the way. This is a St. Bernard. Her name is Helmuth. And the black lab behind me, her name is Vanessa. If you're seeing a little bit of a theme here, all of my dogs are named after poker players. And then my St. Bernard puppy, he's 5 months old. His name is Adamo. So I'm going to show you these strategies. So the first strategy was bankroll management. The second strategy I'm really familiar with, and that is emotional reaction control. Emotional reaction control is really broken up into a couple of things. The first thing is not reacting emotionally. That seems kind of common sense, but how does it apply to poker? Well, it's taking a 98-2 beat and not expecting to win when you're a 98% favorite. This is both not reacting emotionally, and the way you do that is detaching yourself from outcome. So as soon as you do everything to win, you just Okay, well, it is what it is. I mean, if I get it in with aces and someone calls me pre-flop with sixes and they hit a six, it is what it is. I was an 80%, 20% favorite. By the way, I have just a little thing about that. When you get it in with aces pre-flop and you're called by sixes pre-flop, that's an 80-20. It never becomes worse. Just because the flop plays out a certain way or the board plays out a certain way, never becomes worse. Because the point at which which I detach myself to the outcome is when I see his sixes. I'm an 80-20 favorite, 20% I'm going to lose. Unfortunately, the universe never tells you when that 20% is, so you have to be ready for it. So that's outcome attachment and emotional reaction control. The second one is, of course, not tilting, controlling, how you respond to certain situations. Those are all skills we're going to learn here. Strategies we're going to talk about. Image management. Well, what's that? Image management is really two things. The first thing is your image and how it's perceived to the rest of the table. So you should be conscious of how your image is perceived to each individual player. What I mean by that is some players might say, oh man, this guy's super aggressive. And some player might just be watching the TV and has no idea. He's just playing his cards. It's important to understand how your image applies across the table. And we're going to do that with daily training. So we're going to get into those videos later. There's a lot of content to cover there. And then the second aspect of that is what image they are, like how they're playing. And that gets a little into another skill set of identifying players by their actions as well as by their pressure points. So what I mean by identifying players by their actions is this guy's always going to call you with an ace. A lot of players teach you to say, oh, this guy's an old man coffee, or, he's loose aggressive or loose passive. The problem with those strategies is they're outdated. And honestly, you can't fit everything into that category. But if I know that a guy's going to call me with an ace on an ace high board regardless, I'm not going to bluff him. What's the point? I mean, it's just, spewing money. But then again, if I know that if I, check, raise, barrel, he's going to fold everything but the nuts, well, there you go. So again, we're not getting into hand strategy here. We're not saying this is what you should do, but we are saying that these are the pressure points that people that you're playing against have. So that's a little bit on identifying players by behaviors and pressure points. And then, there's several other strategies that I'm going to teach you in this channel. Well, I'm going to teach you what I know about them, and then I'm going to go out and interview people that know more than me. And so I guess that's another strategy. Not thinking you know everything, making sure that you understand there's always something to learn from anybody, no matter who you think it is. In fact, let me address this right now because I want to be clear about how I feel and why I feel this way. I think Phil Hellmuth has the best exploitative play in the industry. And I realize this is going to be a very controversial statement, and maybe you'll even call me a fanboy. But the fact is, Phil Hellmuth does things against the grain that nobody else does. And if you're predictable in poker, well, that's not good. You should be unpredictable in poker. I think the skill of a poker player is being unpredictable and getting people to fold when you want them to fold and call when you want them to call. And there's none better, especially at tournament poker, than Phil Hellmuth. And how do I know that? He has 16 World Series of Poker bracelets. And anybody who says, oh yeah, Phil Hellmuth, he's got 16, he played in these, blah, blah. Show me your 16. Show me. You can't. Daniel Negreanu can't. Mike Matisol can't. They can't because they haven't done it. He has. And he did it based upon, his strategies he lays out in #positivity. So my point is, you can hate Hellmuth. You can hate Negreanu. You can hate them all. But the point is you can learn off of anyone. So we'll be learning what we consider the best strategies off of these guys. And what I mean by we consider is what we prove to be the best strategies. So those are a little bit of the strategies we're going to go over on this channel. And a little bit about myself. Remember, I have no idea what I'm doing. But I do know these strategies that I've used in my life to improve myself, to prove what everybody says is impossible is possible. So that's what we're going to do. And in order to hold myself accountable, which I've learned in the past, couple of months, I'm going to make sure that I report to you on a daily basis. I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm working on. Am I training this day? What am I training on? How was my A game? Rate myself. Am I winning each one of these categories? Was it a win for the day? I'm going to report every single day. I just made that up. I had no idea I was going to say it. You will be getting every single day a vlog going over one of these things. So that's a really ambitious goal. But, just like in Do It Scared, I'm setting really lofty goals. So guys, I hope that you will enjoy this as much as I am, because I am going to be a professional poker player, and I am going to use these strategies I've learned in life to do it. And I am going to talk to other people to get more information about how to do it. And I have resources that I can reach out to, that I can bring onto the vlog, that I can, talk to. And hopefully this helps you on your journey in poker. Look for more videos from me on this channel. Thanks guys so much. Like, subscribe, just smash that like button. Trying to get as many likes as I can. And again, my name is Ted Possible because I believe everything is possible. And it absolutely 100% is possible for me to be a professional poker player within 4 years. Have a good one, guys.